Hey guys, it is Nancy Ann and Ruger, and today we are celebrating my 3-year anniversary on YouTube with a Q&A, questions you guys asked me on social media, and a giveaway. I originally had this medium-sized priority mailbox full, and now it is overflowing. I'm gonna have to get into a bigger one to be able to fit all of this. This is gonna take a while. Get yourself a beverage of choice, settle in, but it's gonna be fun, I think. And let's get into this. Thank you for being here for my 3-year anniversary on YouTube. It actually happened on October 13th, but because I was waiting for different boxes to come in so I would have as much as possible to include in the giveaway for you of anything that I couldn't use, I decided to put it off until the very end of the month. I did ask if anyone had any questions that they would like to ask on Instagram and on YouTube, and I got a bunch and they're good ones. Consequently, this is going to be a really long video. If I'd have realized I had this much stuff to give away, I would have broken it into 2 different videos. But here we are, so we're just going to go ahead and do this. I will be asking a question somewhere during the Q&A that I will want you to answer so that we can put it in the comments. You can put it in the comments, and that will tell me that you watched the video, and that way it helps me when I have more watch time on my videos, to be quite frank with you. All right, I'm gonna get straight into the Q&A and then we'll do the giveaway afterwards. The first question was from Nancy, and she said she has 2 kids in college and she's cutting back on shopping. Do I have any advice on shopping my closet? So yes, I do, Nancy. Now, if you're like me, you probably have plenty of clothes in your closet. It's just that you want to do a refresh. And my biggest thing is to always add a 3rd layer, especially moving into fall. You kind of can use that. If you make a 3rd layer, like a vest, a cardigan, some sort of cute little jacket, something along those lines, always part of your wardrobe, and then mix it with different shirts and different pants and also different dresses, you might be surprised how far you can stretch it and how fresh you can make everything feel. Also, switch things out with different shoes. I'm finding my booties work with a lot more than I thought they would, particularly dresses. Also, pull in your summer pieces and put those with your 3rd layers. That also extends your wardrobe and gives you more choices. I hope that helps. The next question is from Tracy. She said, where did I get my knowledge on fabric and sewing? So this came from several different sources, but it started out with my mom and my grandma both teaching me some about sewing. My mom more of the basic things, and then my grandma, she made a lot of my prom dresses and things, and she would let me help her as I got older, and then she made a lot of my maternity wardrobe with my first child, which I then continued to wear in the next 2 pregnancies as well, because I had 3 kids in less than 3 years. We got stationed cross country from my home in California at Langley Air Force Base, Virginia, and I was stuck inside a lot. We were in the 10th story of a high-rise apartment on base, had 1 car, was by myself a lot, and so I think sewing kind of became a coping mechanism and something to keep me busy while the kids napped. And at the same time, it saved us quite a bit of money on clothes for the kids and for myself. I also had 2 books that really helped me that I purchased around that time. I got them on sale because we were broke. The Reader's Digest book on Guide to Sewing, and then Simply the Best book by Simplicity. And I watched a show called So Perfect by Sandra Betzina on television, and that really helped me to hone my skills too. And between those things, I really got quite good at sewing. And also, my knowledge on fabric increased as well. I have a couple of different books now with different types of fabric that I will check and see, but I know quite a bit about fabric just because of how much I handled it and what I learned with sewing along the way. So that really came quite a bit from trial and error on my part. The next question is from Latin Scylla, and she said, can I talk about why I started the channel? It seems like a lot of work and I seem passionate about it. I do enjoy the channel. For me at this point, this is really more of a hobby than anything else, totally not making money at this point. Starting to get a little bit, and I mean a little bit, from YouTube, but more than anything, it's been a hobby and just a fun thing, and I enjoy interacting with you guys. But the reason why I started it really wasn't to start a hobby at all. I've explained the story before, but I'll very briefly tell you, I needed a pair of pants that fit, and it's just hard for me to find those. I have long legs, and I have had even then, 3 years ago, I had an even smaller waist in comparison to my hips. And I thought, I wish somebody else could do this because we had just moved to this rather rural area. It was quite a drive to any department stores, and I would literally spend hours trying on pants just to find the one that fit. So I thought about doing a styling box. I asked different people if they had tried them, and they said no, but if you do, let me know what you think. And I thought, you know what? So many people have asked me to tell them about my experience. I'll just go ahead and record unboxing and trying on these for, I think it was 4 different boxes, and I'll be done with it. And I called it Nancy Ann's Unboxing so that they would know exactly what it was when I sent them the link, and there would be no question. Well, I got done with the 4 videos, and I did one wrap up, and I was very surprised to find that people I did not know were subscribing to me. So at that point, my sister encouraged me. She said, I think you're pretty good at this. Why don't you keep going? So I did, and it's expanded. I do other things besides clothes now, but that is how I got started. The next question is from Mary. She said, how long have I been married and how many children do I have? So I'm going to include my grandkids too. My husband Sam and I have been married for 21 years. This is not a first marriage for either one of us. When we got married, he had 3 kids and I had 4. And I'm surprised the man married me because I figured if he was a fighter pilot, he probably knew how to add. Apparently not. He married me anyway. But so between the 2 of us, we had 7 kids. And since then, we now have 7 grandkids, and there is 1 more on the way. We are going to have another little grandson. So we have 4 grandsons, 3 granddaughters, and another grandson on the way. So the next one is a good one. It's by Dana. She said, since starting the channel, have I noticed closet bloat, or do I have a good system in place to keep it tamed? Yes, I've noticed closet bloat, but it was necessary closet bloat. I didn't have enough clothes when the channel started, and I do have a good system to keep it tamed. It's pretty simple, but it works. So when I started the channel, anybody who's been around from the beginning will remember that I used to say, I'm finding my fashion, and that was really true. I always wanted to be stylish, but I was sort of. And when I was a kid, I really wasn't stylish. So by getting these boxes, I was able to get opinions from people who knew a lot more about what is in style, aka the stylist with the subscription boxes. And it filled in a bunch of holes, and it made my closet more cohesive. So now things all work together, and I'm really confident getting dressed for any occasion, especially shoes. And I have Stitch Fix to thank largely for that because they carry size 11. But my system is that I have a box, a big box that I keep on the bottom of my closet. And whenever something doesn't work for me anymore, I just put it in there. And I'm brutal about that. So I may be going, well, these really are a cute pair of jeans, but the truth is I don't feel real good in them, and I'm not wearing them anymore. I fold them up, I put them in the box. Any piece of clothing I feel like that about, I'm not real comfortable in anymore. I just realize I'm not wearing it, and I have to be honest, I'm probably not going to. Even if it's a beautiful piece, I just put it in there, and then I take it to a resale store here locally. I make just a little bit of money off of it. That goes back towards an account that I'm saving for my son for upcoming expenses for him, and that's what all the profit for the channel, by the way, has gone to. But yeah, that's how I tame it, and it has grown. I don't have a very big closet, and I do not want to be one of these people who has a sickening amount of clothes. But at this point, I do have enough clothes that I feel pretty confident when I get dressed. My next question is from Lisa. She said, would I try Daily Look again, and that Front Door Fashion is her favorite? Well, we have that in common. Front Door Fashion is my favorite too. That came out a week ago today, and I hope everybody checks that out if you haven't already. Daily Look, I backed away from them because they were messing up every single financial transaction that I did with them in different ways. And it was kind of scaring me that they had my credit card, to be honest with you. Also, a lot of their pieces were just so overpriced. It was ridiculous. And they have a $40, well, at least they may have changed this, but it was a $40 styling fee. It did get credited back towards anything you kept, but that was really high, especially considering that a lot of their pieces were being priced like high quality pieces, and they weren't high quality pieces. I'm seeing a lot more advertisements on Daily Look now, so it seems like maybe they've upped their game. Yes, I would try them again if they reached out to me and said, hey, can we please send you a box to try for free? But I don't think I'm gonna risk it again with them just based on my past experience right now. But I would try them again if they would ask me to and not charge me that $40 styling fee. So I have 3 questions from Marianne. The first one is, how old is Ruger and did we adopt him from a rescue? As near as we can tell, he is 10 based on the age that the rescue told us he was when they got him in May of 2015. So we figure he was born in about July of 2014, which means he would have turned 10 this past summer. We got him in January of 16. It was quite a story on him. There was a couple that was keeping stray dogs they were finding just to help them out, but they had too many, and the county stepped in and took a few, and they actually had to come back and keep asking for him because he's such a great dog. And they said, look, we can give him a home where he's not kept outside and he'll really be a happy dog. And they loved him so much, even at the rescue, they could tell that he was such a great dog that they were being picky. And they said several people had wanted to adopt him, but they just wouldn't let him have him. But they liked us in the application. We actually drove an hour to get him. There's a whole story behind getting him I won't go into, but it all worked out really beautifully that we adopted him on the same day that our beloved Cassie, our other dog, had died the year before. And so we brought him home, and we've had him ever since. So we've had him for, what did that be, about 8.5 years now. So yes, he was a rescue, and we think he's about 10. That's the short answer. Marianne's next question was, how did I meet Sam? This is also a really long and fun story, but the short answer is we met via the internet. He was in New Mexico. He was flying the Stealth at Holloman Air Force Base, and I was in Marion, Ohio, busy being a broke single mom of 4 kids. He was from Indiana, and we had met each other on a singles Christian dating site, and it wasn't really anything serious, but he was coming home to Indiana to visit his family, and that's next door to Ohio, and so he asked if he could drive over and meet me, and we've been together ever since. There's way more to this story, but that's the Reader's Digest version. Marianne's next question was, where have I lived? And I filmed this several times because I keep messing up and repeating the states that I have lived in more than once. So this is a combination of military transfers and other things, but mostly military brought me to these states. I was born and raised in California. Then there was Texas, Illinois, Virginia, Florida, Kentucky, Ohio, and Indiana. Yes, 8 states. Got it this time. One of my viewers whose screen name is just AHJBLZZ, so I'm going to call you Ajblaz. What do I do for a living? I'm a homemaker. I've held several different jobs over the years. One of them was personal trainer, but I'm really grateful I've been able to be a homemaker because with all of the medical things that have happened this year and the way I've need to be around for everybody, really, really glad I did homemaking. So that's my job, homemaking. Jen asked, what would my dream vacation be? Jen, I took my dream vacation. It was to Germany. That was a really awesome vacation. My new dream vacation, I would love to be able to take my son BJ. He's an adult with Down syndrome. And I would love to be able to take him to Disneyland because he is still a child at heart. Well, Disney World, either Disney. But I think I'd rather go to Disney World because while I'm down there, we could hit the Harry Potter adventure. I think, is that at Universal? But I would take him to that for sure, and I would love to take him to Disney. I'd like to do one of those 5-day park pass things. Very expensive, and I'm hoping though I can do that within the next few years because he would get so much joy out of that. He really hasn't had a proper vacation in a long time. My next question is from Lisa, and she said, what box would I never try and why? I saw a Wiccan box unboxed once in a multi-box haul by someone I really like, and I was quite frankly surprised that she did it because she's talked about her personal beliefs before, but I am not touching that. I bad juju. Not bring it into my house, and it just goes against my personal beliefs. So for sure, the Wiccan box, never unboxing that one. My next questions are from Sheila. She said, how did I get started making bread? So I have a bread channel too. I haven't been posting to it as often as I would like to because I honestly think it has a better chance to be a moneymaker than this one. It's called Simply Beautiful Sourdough. So I got a bread machine way back from my former mother-in-law, and I started doing it then, but then I started missing the sourdough from home. So here about 6 years ago, maybe a little bit more, I started trying to make sourdough. Oddly enough, an old friend of my mom's that I found for her on Facebook and I started contacting each other, and he made sourdough, and he sort of gave me tips that got me started, and that got me going. Then I went down the rabbit hole, and once you get going on sourdough, it's like an addiction. And I really enjoy it. I love scoring it and making it beautiful. But that's how it started. It started with a bread machine. I just love bread. And then I missed the San Francisco sourdough from back home, and that got me going on my sourdough journey. My next question is from Morgan, and she asks, how would you describe your style before YouTube, and has it changed since, or even from 5 years ago? So since I've only been on YouTube for 3 years, yes, my style changed because YouTube changed it a bit. So before, my style was trying to be classically elegant with a bit of edge, and now I think I've actually succeeded at being classically elegant with a bit of edge. So like today, obviously I'm pretty much casual. I just have on this little comfortable hoodie that I got from Wantable, and I have on a pair of cabbie jeans. But I would wear these if I was going out with a sharp little pair of booties, probably something with studs on it or that looks like leather. I always like to add just a little something edgy to it, but now I've learned how to pull it together in a way that is cohesive and achieves the look I want to without looking like I'm just a little bit off. I have to say, I can really thank Front Door Fashion for that. Rachel, my stylist at Front Door Fashion, is fantastic, and she took that and she's learned me over the past 3 years, and she's really good at putting pieces together in a way, and I always learn a little bit more about styling from her. Also, Jamie from Your Guide to Style, and then my stylist Amy from JB Style Box to some extent as well. They put together pictures of the pieces together and how they could be styled. The flat lays, that's really cool too. So if you want to know about those boxes and get the discount codes and everything, you can go in the drop down box. I'll try to remember to put the cliff notes on those, but you can also go and look for my past videos about that. Okay, now let's get into this giveaway box. Guys, I am going to rifle through this. This is a really eclectic mix of stuff, and they're things I've got from past boxes that I both have and have not unboxed for the channel. It's going to be in a fairly big, I'm hoping I can get it all into a large box. Now the rules for the giveaway, you gotta live in the United States where I can send a priority mailbox, because this is what I can afford to do. And I'm sorry, particularly to my Canada viewers, I've got some really great ones. I wish I could find a way to include you guys in a giveaway as well. Also, you need to be subscribed to the channel. I will be checking that. It's best if you are publicly subscribed, because then I can actually verify. I also want you to answer a question. Just go back and tell me which one of my answers was your favorite, or what you thought was the most interesting thing of the questions that I asked from my viewers, and why. Real brief, doesn't have to be a big thing. That just lets me know you watched the whole video. Okay, let's get into this box really fast. First of all, from A Taste of Home Best of 2023 box, I have got rolling pin bands. Now these go on the end of your rolling pin. You can see right here, and they're different thicknesses, and they help to make your dough a consistent thickness when you're rolling it out. I also have a Zule kitchen knife sharpener. It has both a fine and a thicker, for thicker blades. I already have one, and I got one in a past box as well that I gave to my daughter, because mine I can use for serrated knives, and this one only has the 2 slots. Then I've got also by Zule a pair of kitchen shears. These are red, everything's still in the boxes. My kitchen is red. I have a pair. It worked out perfect for me, and it has a cover on the shears too. I hope you can see that through the cellophane. I'm not going to take the time to unwrap that as well. Then we have the American Summer Cookbook. By the way, there's going to be several books in this unboxing. It's going to be a heavy box. This is by Taste of Home. This came from my Best of 2023 box also. And then I have the Zen Tea Infuser. Now, I drink a lot of tea. The truth is, I realized after I did my unboxing of this that I already have tea infusers, but there is something confusing, and maybe you can figure it out. The little strap that I'm positive is supposed to hook on this little thingy here, and I talked about it in the video, is actually permanently affixed to the inside of the strainer in a way that I can't figure out how to undo. I think maybe if you just take some wire cutters and clip it, that will fix that problem. It'll come loose. One of my other viewers said that theirs was loose. It wasn't hooked like mine. So yeah, so somebody can figure that out if they want to. Then inside a couple of different little bags that I got from Ipsy, I have different products. I'm going to put my glasses on so I can see what I have here. I have the Main Magic 10-in-1 primer. This is a hair primer. I have the High Club Length and Define Mascara. I have not used any of these beauty products, by the way. It's a sample size. I have this cute little brow brush type thing. It's double-ended. I'm going to keep it in the package so that it stays nice for you. I have the Andalou Moroccan Beauty Oil 1000 Roses with rose stem cells. That's a serum. Can you see? Oh, there we go. And I have the NYX Duck Plump Extreme Sensation Lip Product. So this is going to make your lips tingly and make them plump up. Next little Ipsy bag, isn't that cute? I've got the Kiehl's Ultra Facial Cleanser for all skin types. This apparently is a really great face cleanser. I just have so many. I have the Serafine Botanicals Diamantine Beaming Highlighter. So I'll just show the color real quick here. Again, I haven't used any of this. Real pretty highlighter. The Kiehl's Truly Targeted Acne Treatment Solution. This is just a little vial that's here on the side of the package. It goes from here to here. I don't want to take it out because I don't want to loosen it from the package, but it's a pretty good sample size of it. The Kiehl's Rare Earth Deep Pore Cleansing Mask, a little travel size of that. And the last item in here is the BB Hairdresser's Invisible Oil Mask. So I don't know everything about a lot of these products, but I do know most of them are pretty good. And Ipsy tends to put pretty good things. They're not all Ipsy, but most of them are. Next up in this little bag is a pair of earrings that I got from my Fashion unboxing. They sent me the whole box free for review. I have so many earrings, I am going to go ahead and pass these on to someone else. Next, I have my half homemade 300 plus shortcut recipes by Taste of Home. This is a really good sized cookbook. This came from my special delivery box that I unboxed not long ago. Next, I have the book Beyond Ivy Walls by Rachel Fordham. Now, this came from my Beyond the Book Club box, my last one. So it's a Christian-based box. This one isn't an overtly Christian book. It's just what I would call a clean read. So you're not going to have anything graphic sexually. There's no bad language. There's no violence. And it's a very interesting book. It's really good. It's about a gal who gets involved with a man who has a physical problem that makes him not look like everyone else. I don't want to spoil the story, but it's really good, and I think almost everyone would love this. Plus, you can safely share this with your grandma. I have 4 different recipe cards. No, there's way more than 4. Different recipe cards from the special delivery box by Taste of Home. That came in my last box. I also have pretzel bags by the special delivery box from Taste of Home. This is just not anything I even know how to use. Also from the Beyond the Book Club box is this double-sided little frame. And the next item is this Halloween eyeshadow palette. It was a full-size item from my Walmart beauty box, and I already have almost all of these colors, so I just thought I would pass this on to a viewer. And now I have two more books. These are from my very first Beyond the Book Club. Now these are more Christian-y in their content. They talk about a relationship with God. I think they bring up some Bible verses and things. Still pretty good stories. Their Unlikely Protector by Megan Whistler and Tracking the Truth by Dana Mentink. I think this was my favorite of the two, but they're both good reads. And I have a pair of socks with donuts on them. Aren't they cute? And the last item in my box is from Wantable. This was a free giveaway when you ordered one of their boxes. I can't remember which. It is this bag. It's a puff type material. It has a little zipper on the side that will work for a cell phone or whatever you want to have easily grabbable. And then on the inside, it's just open, except for there is one section up here that also zippers. I like that because I can drop my lipstick or whatever I want to be able to get to easily. Well, that is my fairly random giveaway box for my 3rd anniversary. Thank you so much for sticking with me, for supporting me over the past 3 years, and for making this hobby of mine so much fun. I really appreciate all of you, really appreciate the prayers over this past year. My viewers have been awesome. They have been so supportive in the middle of our family having so much crisis. If you want to see what some of that was, more has happened since then. You can check my update video a few weeks back. I might include that in the drop-down box as well. There's going to be a lot in the drop-down box. I will do the decision-making and choose a winner for this on, I think it's going to be Friday. Is that the 1st of November? It will be this coming Friday. And I will let you know via community tab who has been chosen. I will give it a week for that person to respond to me, and if not, then I'll have to find someone else. But I haven't had any problem with getting people to claim the boxes before. Then I'll get it packaged up and I will get it sent out to you. Make sure you properly enter. Tell me what was your favorite or what you found most interesting about the viewer questions that were asked earlier. Be sure and be subscribed. Public is best. You have to be someplace where a priority mailbox can be sent from the US, so probably continental US. I'm guessing Hawaii and Alaska would work as well. And if you would all please squish the like button for me. It helps this video so much. This has been a long one. It's long enough. I'm going to stop talking now. Thank you all again for being here, and I'll see you on my next video. Ruger says thank you too, and he's ready for some dinner. Okay, bye-bye, and be blessed. In California was raised, plus I got stationed there one time. I've lived in Texas. We were stationed at Shepherd Air Force Base in Wichita Falls. I've lived in Illinois. I have lived in Virginia, Langley Air Force Base. I have lived in Florida. I have lived in Kentucky, in Louisville, Kentucky, and I have lived in Ohio, little town called Marion, and then again here in Indiana. California, where I was born, then I have lived in Texas, Illinois, Virginia, Florida, Kentucky, Ohio, Texas, and Indiana. I already said Texas twice. Take Texas off. Let me do this again. Marianne's next question is, what states is I have? Oh boy. So I was born and raised in California, and I was stationed there. I was both stationed in, and my husband was stationed in Texas. Then I was stationed at Chanute Air Force Base in Illinois. Then there was Panama City, Florida. There was Louisville, Kentucky. There was Marion, Ohio. Then there was Marianne's next question was, how many, where,